Welcome everyone. Today is May the 11th, 2024, and good gracious, I need help. So I apologize ahead of time for the wind. Every day, all day here, it is unbelievable wind, and that's just the price you pay for living near the ocean and being elevated up in the mountains. It's just wind blowing up over the treetops all over my house. So I apologize, but I need some help. So usually what I do is when I need things to get built, I pay the neighbor down the road, and when he's available, he'll come and he'll help me build stuff. He does good work and he doesn't charge too much. But the problem is that he has a really bad habit of just not showing up and not showing up and not telling you he's not showing up. He's not a bad person or anything. It's just, unfortunately, around here, it seems like that's just like what people do, and they don't see anything wrong with that. So I don't know. To me, you just don't do that. I always let people know if I'm even going to be 5 minutes late. But anyways, he does this all the time, and there's nobody else I can get help with building stuff. So I waited all day. I got everything out, and he just never showed up. I called several times, doesn't answer his phone, but that's just normal. And so I'm stuck. And this has happened so many times, which is why nothing gets done around here. So I'm at the point where I have to figure out how to just do it myself, because that's the only way things are going to get done. So I went and last year I bought this drill because it was a really, really cheap price. It was like $65, and you get like a whole bunch of the pieces, the drill bits and all kinds of stuff. I did have a lot of water damage in many different times in this house, so I do have to try and clean some of this stuff. But most of it is, I try to keep my stuff really clean and neat and organized. But so it did come with a bunch of stuff. But yeah, and it's mostly in good condition. So I do have what I need. The problem is I can't figure out how to use this drill. So if you're a content creator, please make a video on the very basics from scratch. How to use a drill for dummies. Pretend like you're talking to somebody who has never seen a drill before, doesn't know what anything means, and start from scratch. So this is the drill that I have, and it's a really good drill, it seems. And I have to go in the house and grab it. But I also did get a Black & Decker electric saw. I just got it because I didn't see any other brand selling it. I haven't even found it in stores or anywhere online except Amazon. And Amazon delivers, and I don't have a car, so Amazon it is. And I ordered this saw so I can at least cut my 2x4s. Now, I hate saws, absolutely hate them. They are dangerous, and it's just something that I have always tried to avoid. I don't want to go anywhere near one, and I've only used one a few times because I had to, and I said, never again, it's not worth it, I'll just do without. But I have to get things done. I have to build this privacy fence around my porch, and I needed it done years ago. But I finally have the 2x4s I need and the lattice. I just have to build it myself. So I do have a saw. It's a saw that I feel safe using. It's like the old-fashioned metal ones where you go like this, but it's electric. So it has it's like handheld, but it has like the metal blade here, and it's really short. So I feel safe using it. So I can cut the wood myself. I haven't used it yet, but I do have it. So right now I'm just using some practice wood, and the problem I'm having is that, let me show you. So these are the screws I'm using as my practice screws because they're the cheaper ones. So this is as far as I can get it to screw in. You see the difference in height? That's the only distance I can get it to screw in, and then it stops and it doesn't do anything. The drill spins, but the nail doesn't do anything. It's like it's hitting concrete. And I actually started on this one, and I thought, okay, well, maybe it's just the wood. Maybe it hit a knot or something. But same thing on this one. I can only, I can only screw it in, let me see, just a tiny, tiny little bit. So if somebody can help me, what the heck am I doing wrong? Because it seems like it's so simple and so basic. Just drill a screw in a piece of wood. But I cannot figure this out. So I don't know if somebody could tell me what all these numbers mean. I'd greatly appreciate it. I don't know. I did figure out how to get this in there. Hopefully I did it right, and it's locked, so I mean it doesn't fall out. It's good. And then I am using screws, so I put it on the picture of a screw. So hopefully that's correct, but I don't know what these numbers are. No one's ever taught me how to use a drill. Never in my life used a drill. Actually no, it's not true, because just before I moved here, so summer of 2020, one of the things I did buy was a drill because I need to learn how to do things. You know, it's hard. There's no one there to teach you anything. But I can use YouTube. So I did. I saved some money and I bought a good drill set that was on sale. And I tried to figure out how to use it, but it kept hurting my hands. I just couldn't get it. But I did have one, and then, like most of my stuff, it got stolen while I was moving. So, you know, I did try for a little bit. I couldn't figure it out. So anyways, technically I have used a drill before, but, you know, got stolen. And then I bought this one last year when it was on sale at Canadian Tire. But if somebody could tell me, what am I doing wrong? Why can I not get this screw in here? So I'll show you actually. So let's see. So it's about this height here. So you can see how far it goes in, and that's it, and then it stops. You just see like, boom. Okay, right there. So that's as far as it goes in, and it stops. And I even tried a different piece of scrap wood, and same thing, it will not go in. I had to drill a screw all the way through a 2x4 and into another 2x4. So I don't know what the problem is, you know. And I've got the different size screws here. Let's see. So actually this is something that I do. Well, okay, so I have two different kinds here, but this is something that, oh, a tractor's going by. So this is something that I do. Whenever I'm buying something to build with, I try to buy the screws by the box. Okay, I'll wait a second here. Okay, so it's so loud. But I try to buy the screws by the big box because at least here, it's cheaper. So you can buy them by the pound or by the box, and I always buy it by the box. But last year, the price of screws skyrocketed, and at least right now, I can't afford to buy them by the box. I can hardly afford to buy them by the pound. So I'm very, very grateful that, you know, 1, 2, 3 years ago, when I would buy building supplies when I could get the money to, I would buy them by the box, and I would usually buy an extra box, so just in case. And I am so grateful that I did, because it means that if for some reason I run out, I have them on hand. I don't have to stop working. I can get things done, but any extras, I can put them away for the next project, and then I don't have to put out that money again because I may not have the money. So when I was purchasing the little bit of wood and the lattice to build my fence, I purchased the cheapest screws I could get. They're not like the coated ones, but you know what, they're good enough. So I purchased them, and I purchased them by the pound. That's all I could afford. And then when I was cleaning out my greenhouse, that I have to use it also as a garage, I found these. A whole container of these. And then I found these. The box got all like rotten, but look at that pile. So these ones, let me see. Yeah, these are the same. So that there and then this one are both the same. And then found this bucket. I used this last year. Oh, This here is for the tough tacks. So just in case you're wondering, if you purchase tough tacks, these screws, there's specific kind of screws that you have to get. You have to use those ones or you'll get leaks and cracks and stuff. You have to use a certain bit for that. So that one there is for my tough tacks. But I found a bucket, almost half a bucket. These ones, let me see. So these ones are shorter than these. But these ones here in the bucket are actually the exact same ones that I bought. But if I would have known that I had this whole bucket, I could have saved myself some money. So just a little side note, if you are purchasing building supplies and you know that you're going to have projects later on and you're able to, try to buy extra. It just means you have them on hand in case you miscalculated or, you know, there's just something gets done wrong. If there's something's cut wrong and then everything gets built and it's just a mess and you have to start over, you at least have stuff on hand so you don't have to interrupt your building because you're out of supplies. So it's good to have them extra on hand, but then it's also good to have them to put away for your next project. So I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna try and take you over here so I can grab that saw that I bought. I want to show it to you because I've never seen it before, but I think it might be really good for people who are like me and hate saws, or people that are just looking for something that's a little bit more safer to use. Now, I originally thought this was lightweight, and no, it's not lightweight, but it's still better than one of those big, like, circular saws and stuff. So, let me just grab this saw here. Just put it on my shelf. Oh, while I'm in here, let me show you this lovely addition. So this is what happens when somebody doesn't do your roof properly. I'm just trying to reach that saw. So, okay. I got it. But while I'm in here, I will just show you, this is another thing I have to deal with. So, other than wind. So my roof to this brand new addition that I helped my neighbor build me, he does know what he's doing. He did a great job. It's just that when he it's far worse than that. What you can see, it's far worse than that. But that's another video. So come on, Dallas, outside. My dog likes to help. So anyways, so what happened was when he put the plywood up, let me just get out of that plastic. So when the neighbor put the plywood up for the roof, he didn't ensure that the creases where the plywood goes together was sealed. Most people don't do that. They just put the plywood up, then put your weather shield, it's that black stuff on a roll, and then they put the shingles. But there's a problem because for some reason, you know, sometimes weather shield doesn't always work. When you're nailing nails into it, sometimes you do get spaces and you get leaks. So what happened was I had got leaks and from the rain, but because I had insulation and then I had the plastic over the insulation and then beadboard ceilings and walls, you don't know you have water damage until it is spread and it's so bad that it's piling up in the plastic that the plastic is sagging and then bursts and you get water everywhere. So it's just a great big huge mess I have to redo, and it costs money and you have to pay somebody for labor to help you. So, you know, it's not just the cost of material, it's having to pay for help as well. So that's just going to stay like that for quite some time. But just a side note, if you're putting up a roof or anything where you're using like plywood, make sure that you put some kind of sealant in between where they get pushed up together. So when you're putting your plywood down, even if it's just wood glue, you know, if that's all you have, use wood glue, use caulking, whatever you have. Just go over the creases. Even if it's pushed up really well together, go over the creases. Then put your weather shield down, then your shingles. Because the problem I had was you couldn't just go and re-shingle, because 3 times I tried doing patchwork on this and it didn't work. It just made it worse. So I had to then pay a different neighbor to come and help me literally scrape everything off the entire brand new roof. So the brand new roof that wasn't even a year old, we had to, and I made sure I got the best quality everything so it'd last forever. So I had to scrape all the shingles off. Then we had to, and don't forget, there's like tar under 3/4 of the shingles in the roof, because when it was leaking, that was part of trying to fix the problem, is putting the roof patch, like liquid tar stuff, under all the shingles to stop the leaks. Well, now I had to scrape the shingles up and all the tar, and then you have to pull up the weather shield and then scrape all the tar from around the edges. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. It's just so much ridiculous work. Then after that was all scrapped, then had to go and fill in all of the creases where the plywood meets, and then redo the whole entire roof. So positive note, I learned how to properly shingle a roof. So now if I have to shingle a roof again, I know what I'm doing, because I learned from somebody that's really good. So when I build my chicken coop, I will actually know how to shingle a roof by myself. So very proud. So anytime you're having work done, it really does pay to try and have people teach you instead of just paying them or watching. Have them teach you. So this here is the saw that I got. Okay. Now this one here is not a battery one. It was not even an option. This is the only one I found anywhere online. And let's see. I'll show you the back here. So just in case you want information, there's the information. So this one here, it's okay. For me, it's heavy, but yeah, it's fairly heavy. I don't know the weight, but it is heavy. It's not like a really light piece of work. Let me see. It's probably like, it's like holding 3 drills. Let me see. Yeah, it's probably the weight of 3 drills. I don't know. So it does have some weight to it, but it seems fairly simple. So it comes with this. This here is, there's 2 separate blades. I don't know what the difference is, but anyways, so this here is your silver blade. Actually, I'm going to try and open this with one hand. But it does seem very, very simple and easy and basic to use, and that's what I'm looking for. So there we go. So here's your blade. And it looks like it literally just goes in here. I don't know if you can see. I can see in there. Okay, so anyways, I can see in there. And I believe you just, this button, oh wait, move my hand out of the way. So this button here is what you push to get the blade on and off. So very simple, very basic. And it also does come with a guard here, which is really nice. So it doesn't go right through the bag. So, you know, I thought it was a good saw to use because it's the only one I feel safe using. There is no way I'm touching a circular saw. I don't ever want to go near a table saw ever again. So I just don't like saws. But this one I think is a safer option for people that don't like saws. And it's very small, handheld, and it seems easy to use. I'm actually glad I don't have the battery, because anytime you have the products with the battery, just like every rechargeable battery, every single time you charge it, it doesn't fully recharge. So then over time, you end up not being able to charge it anymore. So you have to keep buying new batteries. I love the convenience. I mean, definitely a drill, you want cordless, but As far as being a good investment, the corded ones are, you're going to get more for your money because, you know, as long as there's no problems with it, this should last a lifetime. It'll last as long as, you know, the cord is good. Where with this one, you're going to have to keep buying batteries. So I like convenience, but I also like quality, and I like things to last as long as possible. And that's less money I have to spend later. So this is what I have to work with. I've never used the saw yet, but I think I'll be okay using the saw. It's just this drill. If somebody could please help me with this drill, I'd greatly appreciate it, because I have to put up fencing around my whole porch, and I have to do it myself because clearly you can't get help out here. Yes, I could go and you know, pay a contractor from one of the next towns to come and help me, but that's $80 an hour, and I don't have $80 to pay him even just for 1 hour. So if anybody could help me, I greatly appreciate it. And I will make a video showing you what I'm doing once I figure out how to do it. And I just have to figure out the drill. And I'll show you the finished product. And then what I'll do is, once it's finished, I will post pictures on the community page. I will show you what the front of the house looked like when I first purchased it. I purchased this house December 2020 in the winter. Didn't fully move here until the spring of 2021. But I can show you what the house looked like in the front when I first bought it. And then I'll show you the deck once I finish building the deck, what that looked like. And then I'll show you the finished product so far with the deck, the fencing, and then the raised bed, because my raised bed over here, this is my creation because I needed raised beds badly, but I also need a privacy fence, and I have next to no money to work with. It took me 3 years just to get enough money to get the cedar wood to build raised beds, and I need to utilize it as best as possible. So instead of going 4 foot, I went 8 feet wide, and that means that I save from having to put wood down the middle. So if you're let's say I were to build this going 4 feet out, and then let's say I built another row of raised beds 4 foot wide, I'm going to need double the amount of wood on the sides by doing them separate. So instead of just building 4 foot wide, by going 8 feet, I'm already using wood along this wall. So it's not costing me anything as far as extra wood going for the backs. So it's not costing me any extra wood for the length here. It's just costing me a little bit of extra wood for the extra 4 foot width here, 4 foot width there, and an extra post there, post here, and 4 feet extra on the braces up there. This is not finished. This is just enough finished that I could at least get started. But I do want to put a brace going the opposite way from here to here, and that'll give it extra strength. So if I wanted to, I could put like some hooks on there, and I could put strings down if I wanted to help hold up the plants. So anyways, this year's not finished, but it's good enough. And so once I get all of this fencing done, then I will show you the finished product on the fencing. And then this here is going to be done whenever. So it's that's like down on my list to finish this, because I can at least use the raised bed. So anyways, I will post I'll do a video showing you, but then I'll also post pictures of the house, the front of the house when I first bought it. Then once I built the deck, what that looked like, just the deck. Then what it looks like, not now, but in the future when I finish it, with the fencing and then the raised bed. And then later on, once I get everything else done, because I need a whole lot of raised beds, I need a chicken coop and a run, then I can worry about finishing this. But once all of this is done, then I will post another picture and I will show you what this looks like when this is finished and all of this. So I have a ton of projects and I don't even know what I'm going to be able to do or get done. It's just a matter of what supplies I have and help. And since help is not something I can find out here that's reliable, I have to figure out how to do it myself. So I do think that I'm going to be able to get my raised beds in because I have a nice neighbor like way down the road. So far I can't even see the house, but I know he has a sawmill, a portable one, and all the equipment and everything. He cuts his own trees down and everything. So I'm going to see if I can pay him to come here with it, bring his sawmill if he doesn't charge too much, and then take my trees down, because I do have trees that are down, so if we can pull those out, then that's great, because I have some cedars that have been down since I bought the house. If not, we can just cut some of mine because they look like they're about ready to fall over anyways. And, you know, I'm just going to do the best I can with what I have. Now, something I learned is that from Gillum Farms, they used birch lumber to build their raised beds and didn't have a problem. Good gracious, I am overloaded with white birch on this property. I have so many acres of white birch. So I can very easily just cut the white birch into lumber and use that. Because I don't have very many cedars, at least I can't see them. You know, this property was completely milled, almost all of it, when the guy ran a sawmill many years ago. So at one time, this was just cleared land, and they took everything of value. But there are a lot that's grown back in the last 50 years. But, you know, there is also some good cedars that I have that are really wide and thick. So I'm going to see what I can do with being able to find a way to get help to saw my own lumber so that I actually have the material to make raised beds. And then if I can figure out this drill, then I can make them all by myself and I'll be able to actually do it, because I don't have the extra money to just pay people. So I will make some videos on that as well, as soon as I can get someone to come and help me make lumber with my trees. Yes, I know you're supposed to let them dry out and all that stuff, but I don't have time for that. Like, I need raised beds and I need them now. So, you know, my next project is my raised beds, and then for filling them, I'm able to get fill at a fairly cheap price from a farmer. He has chicken and cow compost mixed together, and it's like $350 for a full dump truck load delivered, and that's far cheaper than the stores here. Everything's expensive here, and it's all natural. It's not like, you know, chemical fertilizers and stuff. So I do have the fill lined up. I just have to get the lumber, so keep me in your prayers because I definitely need them. And I will post some videos as soon as I'm able to get some help, and I will show you the process of cutting down my trees that I need and sawing them up into lumber, and then building my raised beds, getting them filled, getting everything planted. So stay tuned, may be a while, but I will be posting videos of all that stuff. And that's my plans for at least the next 2 months. Hopefully I can get that achieved. So right now I'm in desperate need of help to figure out this drill. Why is it not going through the wood? So anyways, if you can help me out with that, I'd be greatly appreciative, and I will see you on the next video.